What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back with another episode of the Fair Use Reactions. And yes, I got my Struggle Dusty t-shirt on, so I'm over here musty and dusty, and I'm going to react to Kwame Brown giving his opinions of what happened with Tommy Sotomayor on the Fresh and Fit podcast. Now, we know Kwame and Tommy do not have any goodwill towards each other, so this is going to be pretty interesting. Now, I will try to be more cerebral on this review. Many of you guys think that I'm biased towards Tommy Sotomayor. I will do my best to be cerebral or fair, as you guys will call it. All right. So let's get into the video.
It's unfortunate what I saw. I took my time and I watched all of Fresh and Fit, and I was disappointed. I was disappointed in the fact that these men decided to have this man back on after the way he treated a woman, not just a black woman, but a woman, period. I wasn't raised up around men that are just in a regular everyday conversation. You just start calling a woman a bitch when all she did was have a gripe or a grievance about something you were doing on the internet. If you wasn't going to change your actions or your behaviors on the internet, and if it ain't that serious, could just let her talk.
Bingo. So let me kind of, this is a strong point here by Kwame Brown. Now, is Shay Means wrong for hitting Tommy and, you know, getting belligerent and all of that? Absolutely. All right. The responsibility is also hers. So I want to also say that it's not like she's not innocent here or not guilty here. All right. She's definitely, you know, played a role in this. However, the reality is Tommy Sotomayor flew her there. She's there because of him. And again, we look at Tommy Sotomayor's history for the kind of women that he talks about, disparages, weave wearers, BT 1000s. And you go and look at her on her Twitter page. He's talking about her. Let's be real. When Tommy insults black women or a certain sort of black women, he's talking about black women that look and act like her. I don't know her personally, but from what I'm seeing, that's what he's talking about. All right. So then if that's the case, and you guys are hypocritical in the comment section, oh, well, you can go ahead and F them all day, but not be with them and still call them out. No, you cannot, bro. That's the problem. That you're not able to hang around and get pregnant the same kind of chicks you don't like being around. And that's what I'm saying. If it's not that serious, let her talk or ignore her or tell her, hey, listen, you know, it would be good for us to have this conversation offline because there were non-black people there. And the reality is she shouldn't even be there in the first place. She is only there because he flew her there. That's something else you guys don't get. She's only there because of him. Do you guys understand that? There's no way he can separate this thing without him being there. If he didn't fly her in, she would not be there. I don't care who he had sex with, the friend or not. She's there solely because he wanted her there. That's why this is a big problem. But men don't want to take any accountability for that. If you didn't date chicks like her or wanted to screw them, she wouldn't be there. But she is.
But instead, you chose to be in a feminine state and keep yelling, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. And then calling this woman the B word over and over again. Then call her stupid. Then call her a porta potty. And all of these things over a question. And then you have all of these.
I mean, you guys watch the video? He called her names first. Now you guys can go and say, well, she kept asking the same question. She didn't see things his way. But he started calling her like, oh, I got a psychology degree. You didn't. I'm rich. You're not. I mean, well, he just said that. Rich. He did hit her with that though. But at the end of the day, it wasn't necessary. She was more calm than he was. That's just the facts, okay? And it's not necessary for him to take it to situation. Now, I heard some guys, you know, saying, well, Shay, we've seen you do this on YouTube yourself, and we've seen you be emotional and be effeminate. That may be the case. We're not talking about me right now, or we're talking about Tommy Sotomayor. He's the one in the studio getting hit by a chick, not me. So let's stay on task here, guys.
Over a question. And then you have all of these men that are saying, oh, well, women shouldn't hit men. And I agree with that. But if you don't agree with the behavior of whatever Sotomayor, if you don't agree with his behavior, and you wouldn't talk like that to a woman, then the conversation is over. Because the reason why that happened was because of the way that he was speaking to this woman. Now, I know you guys like to sound so intelligent and intellectual and all these type of things, but I can assure you, education be damn, smart word be damn. If you talk to a woman like that in their face, white, black, whatever, majority of these women are going to want to put their foot up your ass. Just saying. It's not how you're supposed to conduct yourself as a man.
Bingo. That's the point. Okay, so even if she did decide to ask what I think is a stupid question in front of those people at Fresh and Fit at a non-black podcast, which is, I unfollowed you, Tommy. Why do you disrespect black women? Now, knowing how Tommy is, it's a volatile question to ask. I get that. Is it the wrong question for her to ask in front of those people? In my opinion, absolutely. But guess what? Only you are responsible for controlling how you conduct yourself as a man. If a woman is misconducting herself, and I have been a victim of this many times in my life, right? I've had my Tommy moments before on the phone, not really so much in person, right? But I've had my moments where I've let a woman's question get the best of me, where I've had a reaction that I'm not proud of. I yell or something like that, or leave or whatever. But the reality is that even if she's asking the wrong question, I'm still a man. I'm responsible as a black man for how I conduct myself, because I cannot predict how things are going to happen to me, but I can control how I react to it. That's the difference. And many of you guys want to be able to go ahead, and even if somebody's acting stupid with you, that's a woman, it gives you the right to become stupid too. If a woman isn't not, putting her hands on you, well, in the case it happened with him. But what I'm saying is, there's no reason for you to start yelling back or talking over her because she's asking you a question that you don't like, or you don't like her responses. That's the reality.
A married man came on my platform, said he didn't agree and he wouldn't do it. Then the conversation over. Because if you wouldn't do it, like, what happened to professionalism? You're on a chat. You're on a show. You're on a professional show. Well, so-called professional show. You're on a professional show. What happened to interviewing like a professional, like an adult? And then it's sad what they did to black women on this new show that he did. They surrounded Tammy with all white and Asian women, and they faked like they was beating on them. Like this woman was just wild and out of control after she got called a bitch, not one time, but 2, 3, 4, 5 times, I think. Called out her name over and over, said she's stupid over and over. But you want to pretend and portray an image that she's like this. And then now that you bring 2 more dark-skinned women, because Tammy said one thing after the show. He said dark-skinned women are the worst. They're the most aggressive. The darker the woman, the worse the woman, or some crazy stuff like that he said on Instagram. So after he said something like that, they bring a dark-skinned woman on the show. I think it was 2 of them. And it looks like they're sitting in a back corner. Like they had to go to the back of the bus. They couldn't even be nowhere in the room with the rest of the ladies. If this is the same show that I watched, it looked like they asked women questions that was in a whole different area on a couch. And it don't even look like those women took a picture with them after the show.
Okay, so I didn't see this one, but obviously there was a follow-up show. I did see the Instagram clip that Tommy made about dark-skinned women. I'm paraphrasing it. Something like he said are the worst and things like that. Let me say this. I'm from the black community, okay? I'm an African-American man, 40 years old. I've seen light-skinned women do ridiculous things. I've seen dark-skinned women be some of the sweetest people that you ever want to be around. And the reality is, from what I figured out in life, people treat you as you present yourself. All right? That's dark-skinned women, light-skinned women. Yeah, you're going to have people who are problematic, but it's not based on skin tone. It's based on who they are. And if you're a man that demands respect and you carry yourself like that, guess what? Light-skinned women don't respect you, or dark-skinned women don't respect you. If they don't respect you, then you leave them alone. If you feel that a woman is not listening to you, or she's crossing over a boundary that you have, then you can politely ask her, okay, can we not talk about that? Can I talk about that after the show? I don't want to talk about that right now. Instead of egging the conversation on when you know it's not going to go anywhere. And that's the reality. And in my opinion, I found out that, some darker skinned women can be aggressive or brown skin, but I've seen them all skin tones. Some of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life have been dark skinned black women. And then some of the meanest people I've ever met in my life could have been also light skinned women. It could be either or. You can't just say, oh, okay, this skin tone or whatever. No. As if like dark skinned people have a problem. What if we said about dark skinned black men? Are they all acting like Thomas Sotomayor? Of course not. All right. I'm in Africa right now. Everybody's dark skinned. Don't have that problem. Dark skinned women in black America. Been some of the best girlfriends I ever had. To be real. One in particular, I was the reason why the relationship ended. We'll be married right now. Well, except that she gained about 80 pounds now, so I don't know. But you understand what I'm saying? So we gotta really get out of this whole idea that, it's dark skinned black women. It's kind of the way that Tommy interacts with people. Tommy can't get good people around him because he's not a good person. Don't matter what color it is. He had a white girl that didn't work out. Remember that? He's had friends of all different skin tones. He can never get it together. The one person that has a problem right now in Tommy's life is Tommy. He's the issue here. It's not black women that's the issue. It's him. Yeah, you're going to have people out there doing foolish shit. But he's the biggest problem to himself. Let's go.
And then the whole show was about disrespecting black women and making them look violent and aggressive, overlooking the fact that men, real men, do not sit down and respond to a question that, hey, why is your content on Instagram geared so much towards black women? I unfollowed you, by the way. And the reason why is because it looks like your content is geared towards black women. That turned into all.
Okay. I'm going to end it there. I think even though he is calling him Tammy and stuff like that, but even though he doesn't like Tommy, it's a fair point, right? How did it get to that point? And the reality is that Fresh and Fit, they don't always do it. They're known for disrespecting black women, and so is Tommy Sotomayor. But what I want to say is this. I don't think that you never go onto anybody's platform talking about your own people. For example, I've been offered, hey, you want to come on talk about the black manosphere to, in the white manosphere community, the problems going on with black men and black women? I absolutely say no. No. Right? I'm not going to do that. And I think that was the reaction here, is that Tommy has a problem with black women. He doesn't care who knows. And he's like, oh, I'm trying to help them. How do you go? You talking to white women in front, like even in the first show, like there were white women that actually were, they were trying to basically defend him and her points against the other, the lady SHAY. And she was like, look, let us have the conversation. And that's the problem. When you disparage your people in front of them directly, they feel like they have a right to be able to say something about that. And again, I feel that Kwame Brown is absolutely right. Now, she messed up where she shouldn't have never hit him. If she felt like, the conversation was going left, she didn't need to say that, allegedly, your friend said you're decent or you wanted to screw me. I don't know how true that is or not. But the reality is that if a lady that looks like that on OnlyFans or Twitter, I'm not trying to say that you can, say what people look like and how they act, but you can pretty much base that she's with the shit. All right. And if you want to be away from women like that, you don't deal with them at all. Oh, I could just screw them. I could just have sex with them. Well, where's that gotten Tommy? He has multiple kids out of wedlock. He said that, not me. With the same chicks he complains about. Does it make any sense? And again, you can't grow as a man and continue to make excuses for bad behavior. The guy is 47 years old. He's acting like a 20-year-old. I'm sorry. But guys, shout out to you guys. Another episode of Fair Use. Thank you, Quasi, for the production. And as you know, keep it real. We're out. Peace.